Welcome to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole and Yvie.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Doing quite well for a Monday morning.
Oh, that's right.
I've just made myself possibly the world's worst coffee, but I'm still drinking it because it still contains caffeine regardless of the flavor.
And it's in a Stargate cup, so
I was going to say,
Of course, yes, it's in my Stargate
yeah, it's
mug.
extra good.
Yeah, exactly.
Can never be bad as long as it's in that mug. So, not really.
That's it. It adds just a
You
little
know?
bit of sweetness.
Nicole, your video is
Yeah.
really slow, but your audio
Yeah.
is perfect. So we're just gonna be,
Oh gosh,
yeah.
what's wrong with my internet?
I don't know.
It's just lagging.
Well,
Yeah. You know, you think that we would
There's
have
no one
trouble
using
from
it.
down under, but we never have trouble from down under. So
I know. I was
nah, I
expecting
live in
to
the middle of
be-
the sticks in England.
yeah, but she
Well, I
lives
live in
on
the
a
middle of sticks in
continent that's
Australia.
exactly. Oh man.
I think my audio is also coming in a bit late because you responded to that like as if I had interrupted
Exactly.
you for a second by accident.
Yep.
So fingers crossed that doesn't continue. What a pain!
It straightens
I'm gonna
itself
try and, like,
up
not
after a
speak too
while.
much.
Yeah, it'll be fine when we're actually
And then when you
streaming
stop
because
broadcasting
we
your
wouldn't be able to
video, it'll
tell.
help. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
My boyfriend's not even here to like use the internet to play video games, so like I have no idea what's
Oh.
going on with that. Like there's
Neighbors
no one
are
sucking the life out of
downloading.
it right now.
Neighbors are downloading stuff that they shouldn't. I guess
Yeah, get it
They're
together,
watching Good
UK.
Omens season 2, obviously.
that's probably the case. Let's look at artwork. Do you guys go to your emails for me?
Yep, I've got it ready to go.
Okay, Nicole.
Pretense.
It was open. Give it a minute.
Giving it a minute.
I'll give it. I've just opened it, but I'll wait till you
I'm
have it ready.
It's, yeah.
Is it
Wow.
doing that thing where
Do you have it open on the
it
screen,
just drops
David?
like a
I
tiny
do.
bit at a time?
But I'm not displaying it yet. We're waiting on you.
Oh my god. Oh, hold on, I might be able to. Come on, 4G.
You can do
Come on,
it.
4G.
Oh, 4G.
I have faith in
Come
you.
on, I've just
Oh,
gone off the Wi-Fi.
man.
I've gone off. I don't have. I only just got 4G here. I had 3G. It is taking 5 ever,
What?
David. I'm going to need you. That's one more than 4 ever. I'm going to need you to put it on the stream, and I'll respond to it in a minute.
Okay, so are
Okay.
you watching the stream?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Yvie.
Oh my god, it just came up. It just came up.
Okay, go ahead and pull open the image.
I think. Okay, you ready,
Yeah,
Nicole?
displaying.
Oh yeah, Skara looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like, and the side profile of Jack,
Yep.
amazing. I think
Those
the detail
dreadlocks.
in Skara is so cool, and he even got the light thing.
Yep.
The light thing that
Yeah.
suppresses
Yeah,
the dual
the
walls.
detachment device.
Yes,
Yep.
that is so cool.
Isn't
And
it
I
wild?
assume-
So that's Chlorel right
I
there.
That's
assume-
Chlorel.
Yes. And I assume that's supposed to be Zippy.
Zapakna. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zippy.
Without
Without his kids. Yeah. So,
Wow, he's missing his earring. He's got
And
that
his
like
hat.
fabulous earring, and
Yeah.
his hat. Yes,
But,
it's
you
more
know,
like
this is-
a crown.
yeah, but it's still, I
But
mean, it's still Zapakna.
It's still incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
It's still very cool, and they're like facing off and challenge. It's great.
I like his
I like
patch.
it.
That's cool. Yeah, Skara is really, he's captured Skara. Alexis is going to love this. I'm going to send it to him.
I think you should. Yeah. I mean, your eye goes straight to him. I mean, he is in the center, obviously. But yeah, the amount of detail in like the armor is just amazing.
It looks like the Tolan triad room. They
Yeah.
they pulled it off. He pulled it off. All right, you want to look at Urgo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
That's Dom.
Yes.
That is actually pretty like that's not far off.
That's not
I
far off
love
at
it.
all.
I love it.
Wow.
So like it looks like mischievous and jovial.
I'm not gonna lie, it actually just looks like a photo of a guy. I'm a bit terrified of it.
I know.
Boring.
Oh, I mean, you see those photos online now, and you're just like, are these AI? Are these actual images? It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I am
And
actually terrified.
this would be one of those images, I think.
Advertisers are starting to use
Yeah.
AI images, and some of it's just so blatantly obvious with the extra fingers, and I mean, but it's generating comments and clicks, and that's what they want. So, well done, Adam.
Well,
Dicey.
A little bit off topic, but a little bit on topic. I obviously crochet and I follow a lot of crochet groups on Facebook, and there are AI images going around of people saying, look what I've just done. And it's like some incredibly detailed, like, piece of work. And you're just like, that's AI art. But they get thousands and thousands of comments and likes with people going, that's incredible, share your pattern. And it's just like, it's AI, guys.
Not a pattern, it's an AI. Look at what I've done on AI.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's wild. So we've got 2 of my favorite episodes of the franchise today. So there are going to be very high ratings from me. I can tell you that right now.
They are some bangers.
Yeah. Pretense was for a long time my favorite episode of the show.
Yeah, well, I was trying to contact you guys before we streamed to see if you were able to show the images of when we visited the university last year. From Pretense, because I thought that
we
would
did
kind of be cool.
David, but you were probably asleep, so
you were asleep. I know you had a big day.
Sorry.
Yeah, you had a big day yesterday. That's okay.
That's fine.
But I thought it might be kind of cool to share some of them. Because for those who don't know, we went to Canada last year, and that was one of the sites that we visited.
Just a minute.
And it felt a little bit illicit because we were on like a university campus while there were people around.
Yep. But we were relatively university age, so
it's like, we're allowed to be here.
Yes, but we were just hanging around like the areas where that obviously filmed. And it was sort of a bit surreal to be there.
It was wild.
And we're visiting a whole planet at once. It was very shocking to see all the architecture. It's like, whoa, we've actually traveled to the Tolan home world. Mental.
It's kind of cool because there's that building with the vines growing on it, and you can just see the difference in the ages just by looking at the building, because in the show, the vines are quite short. And then when we saw it in person, the vines were like right down the side of the building.
All right, give me just a second on this.
It was my favorite location. It was honestly like the best place.
Yeah, it was cool. It took a while to get there because I think it's quite a way out of Vancouver City, isn't it? It took us like an hour or something.
Oh, yeah. It was a very uncomfortable long journey, but we got there.
Yes, there's the vines. Yes.
The architecture is clearly one of a kind. When we developed this for Stargate Worlds, we duplicated this this kind of shape of the general buildings for Tolana.
I can see why it was used, because it is sort of a realist, like a futuristic looking campus.
Absolutely.
Yep. Very cool. Oh, is that you standing on the bridge?
Something went wrong. So.
Oh my god!
I haven't looked at these. I haven't looked at these at all. So yeah, it had been a really long day.
It had been a very long day, and all of those people there were squished in the one car.
It was a very painful day for me.
Yes, it was. You were basically a contortionist in the backseat.
Yeah. Like, that's where they also filmed Battlestar Galactica and the Halo movie.
Yeah. Correct. Yep.
Now, why is one? Oh, it's MP4. So yeah.
That's cool though.
Just absolutely stunning place.
It's beautiful.
The koi.
Yep.
Little fishies.
Fish. Yeah.
There is a little koi.
Yeah.
Forgot about the koi.
The koi being koi.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a little mustache he could twiddle as well. Mess with you.
He does. He twirl it with his fingers.
With his little fin, he can get it and be like, ugh.
Oh yeah, it was a good day.
We spent a long time just sitting in there because also it wasn't like a populated location like everywhere else.
No.
So we just relaxed.
It was quiet.
We just sat there and we're like, whoa, like I can't believe we're here. It was my favorite. I'm glad that David was like, we should go to this place. We were like, okay, sure, yeah. And it was just
It's Frederick.
That's where I think Tilk and like Sam are standing there at one point, and then
admiring the art.
Serpent Guard and the Jafar walk past, and I was like, we went that direction. That's where there's a lookout or something. We had to climb up onto a roof. Do you guys remember?
Yep,
I do remember. We went out onto there's a roof. There's a pathway to a roof, so we just went straight there.
It was like it looked like a walking path above the buildings, and it's like I don't know if you can keep off glass. They were allowed to.
You can walk on the roof, you just can't walk on the glass.
Because it's the best views of the mountains were up there, right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm going up.
Same shot.
So what a view!
It's stunning.
So Absolutely. All right. That's enough show and tell for today. All right. Give me just a minute here. Pull this back over there.
Yeah, Jed Ted. It's Caprica City, the capital from Battlestar Galactica. So yeah, it's iconic.
The Riverwalk District.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. You ready to watch some Pretense?
I am ready to rumble when you guys are.
Okay.
La Big Hype. Good episode.
Le Big Hype?
Yeah.
Le Big Hype.
La Big Hype.
It's French for hype.
Oh dear. I don't know where that came from, guys. I talk about that. I'm just don't know. You know, I hang out with Jeff quite a bit, and Jeff and I occasionally pull out like a bit of French because he's, you know, Canadian, and we'll be playing like Trivial Pursuit, and instead of like all the categories, we'll say like geography, and then we'll see history, and and then we'll say l'histoire instead of history. We'll say it the French way, you know, and it's just like we have to come up with a stupid name for everything. So,
you crazy
not that
kids.
French is stupid, but the fact that we're English and we have to come up with some sort of alternative is funny. So
Speaking English for sure.
yes.
Okay, come on, there we go. All right, you guys all set with Pretense?
Indeedy do.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna watch Pretense now, everyone. In 5, 4, 3. You're watching the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Yvie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And we get started right away on this thing.
Straight in.
Yeah, we do. So, Chlorel is fleeing 2 of Hera's motherships. And as stated on Gateworld, the vessels don't have long-range capabilities, so kind of have to assume that he may have been fleeing a larger vessel that was maybe destroyed by Hera.
Yep.
Also, guys, did you realize the directionality of the ion cannons there?
Yep.
Like they came from all over the planet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this comes up later, obviously, as well.
Yeah. I love this episode because you have like absolutely zero idea what's going to happen. Like it starts in with we haven't seen the Tolans in forever either, so we don't even realize it's them. Such a great way to start.
They're not really dressed Tolan-y to me.
Not in the traditional sense, no. If you're looking closer to like their wrists, then maybe you can catch it, but it is definitely what's going on here.
But there's no
and we know who that is.
No forgetting who that head is.
No, I was gonna say that headdress, the whole head getup is mad. It's so big and heavy. It's like
I was going to say, didn't he say it was really heavy?
Yeah, I remember
he didn't like
heavy it was. I don't think he didn't like it. I think he said it was just so heavy for him to wear because it was a wig, obviously, wasn't it? Which is why I referred to it as a headdress by accident, because it's like he had to put that whole thing on. So
wow.
So we've got a couple of returning cast members in this episode. Obviously, we've got Alexis Cruz-Ascara. We've got Frida Bertrani as Lyra.
Yep.
And also my favorite, Garwin Sanford as Nareem.
Yep.
And we also meet Maurice Dillon as Travell and Kevin Durand as Pakna.
That's it.
And I didn't realize that Kevin was in your favorite series, Lost. He was in like 11 episodes.
He was Martin Keamy. Yeah, he was a badass. He was very. He was one of the most scary people in the show.
I can imagine him playing a good bad guy.
Yep.
And I also wanted to give a shout out to Bill Nikolai, because according to IMDb, this is his first credited appearance as technician Vern Elberts, but it's actually his 7th episode overall. And for those who don't know, he is also the stand-in and photo double for RDA on MacGyver and Stargate.
Yep. When you got people that can do the job, you keep them going. So
exactly. And guys, this is the first episode to air in the 2000s. So happy millennium.
Wow.
We survived Y2K.
We survived the apocalypse. Yeah.
That's it. Let's celebrate. Schrodinger.
Also, guys, Nareem and Schrodinger pass through the SGC's iris, and Schrodinger isn't actually wearing a device, yet he's still able to pass through the iris.
He is.
Also, the iris doesn't allow matter to reintegrate, so how can Nareem and Schrodinger like rematerialize on the other side?
We don't ask.
Just like
Tolan technology.
Well, I think what Gateworld suggested is that maybe the wrist devices use some sort of particle beam technology to pass through the iris, which I think makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
This was my favorite episode for a long time, and I love the trial. I love the chess game between Zapachna.
I love a good trial episode.
Yeah.
He's actually a surprisingly good defense attorney.
Yep.
Zippy. I think I've told you guys this before, but I know that Nareem isn't everyone's favorite character, but I love him.
Oh, he has good intentions. He's a sweet guy, you know.
Yep.
I know we made that meme being like, can't tell if charming or creepy, you know, because it's definitely a fine line.
Yeah. He destroys his planet so that Earth can live.
Yeah, so
basically,
you know what?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll let any creepiness go.
But also I just love Garwin. I have so much respect for him. He's an incredible person.
Yep.
I appreciate that in this episode, the twists of it, like seeming like the Tolan and Skara and everybody came in just before the intro. So when the names start coming up, it's like you already kind of know who the players are. Because most of the time, Stargate episodes will ruin that, where also I'll see the name for an actor and go, oh, yeah, it's this episode, like when I was growing up. So.
Who's on trial? Ad. And then it's like all of a sudden it gets very serious very fast. Yep.
Yeah.
That's family.
Surprise.
It's such a interesting episode because it's really nice seeing just the Gould sit down again, like in Fair Game, and try and be diplomatic. It's very exciting.
So I guess the question is, like, how did the Tolans reach their new homeworld? Like Nareem said that the Nox and the Tolan were able to devise a way to get there. So like as a people, the Nox aren't huge on gate and deep space travel. So did they ferry the Tolans to their new homeworld by planet, or do you think they got there by some other means?
I bet the Nox have space faring capability if they need it.
Yeah.
So, they have a floating city, for crying out loud. So
that's true.
Yeah. I wish we had seen more of this Stargate. This is a rare moment where we see another Stargate.
I was going to say this is an amazing Stargate, and like it's like size, circumference, width, and color are totally different than the regular Stargate, and there's no visible glyphs. So like, you know, it could be like a model that represents like the next generation of gates. It's very cool, and obviously
we walked there. Oh my gosh,
the Simon, is it Fraser or Fraser University in Barnaby?
Yeah. Simon Fraser, I'm guessing.
And we literally walked down those steps.
Yeah. We had to.
And I think I cried at one point, like from pure exhaustion on those steps.
I was going to say it was exhaustion, not excitement, sadly.
And it was a long day of traveling to locations, and this was the furthest outside of town.
Oh, so this is our first encounter with the Tolan weapons disabler, which comes up again in Shades of Grey.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Just for show now.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Toker, like they're just stuff that they just don't think to disclose.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't occur to them. You know, that's a part of what leads to their downfall. So
it's cultural differences. Every culture, like you wouldn't expect to like have to do certain customs in other cultures because you're just not used to it with you.
They're just not.
Oh my God,
they haven't been at war for generations.
Yeah.
So we encounter a similar
do ward bad.
Similar society in the Sentinel in that regard.
Loved the way Teal'c was just like, I didn't feel the need to carry a weapon in here. It's like, what? I expect Teal'c to be the one with
coming from
gun.
Teal'c.
So yeah, it's a big deal coming from him. I love that. You know, he feels so safe with these people. He's like, I don't mind. I trust them. They've proved themselves, and
that's
you
true.
know, we help them. So
but O'Neill's not wrong. I mean,
no,
if
obviously,
you guarantee our survival. If we don't survive, how are you going to pay us back? You know,
yeah.
So, and it gets even worse when we find out that the Gould are here.
Exactly. So, guys, is it just me, or does it kind of look like SG-1 are approaching a chemist's raised platform at the pharmacy?
Oh my God, that is kind of what my pharmacy
looks like. What's your name? Give me your date of birth.
Address.
They asked for your address.
They do for me, yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh wow, okay. They don't do that in Australia. That seems like an invasion of privacy.
They can mail it to your house, so they know where you live. So they ask for your postcode.
I've tried to get her on the show, and she's not responded. So.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've had a little bit of communication with her. She's a nice lady. So, but just not everyone wants to be interviewed, and I get it.
No, that's fine. I get that.
Yeah. And they're potted plants.
Yeah, I feel like they could have chosen better pots, maybe, to show alien representation.
Paint them a different color or something.
Yeah, make them grey or like blue.
Yeah.
Blue, yeah. Just dye the kiwis blue.
Oh my, yeah.
The blue kiwis.
It.
Sorry, I was just laughing at my own joke. So if I'm not mistaken, this is our last episode featuring the Nox.
Yes.
I think they mentioned in passing in Shades of Grey and Paradise Lost.
Exactly.
But
we have some kind of
them.
communication with them, but yeah.
Yeah. It's also, I think, we witnessed the destruction of our 6th Hatuk in this episode as well.
Not to mention,
surprised Lockwatcher hasn't come in
5.
and roasted me yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, love it. Love it. You know, this is like a really fun episode for like, I think, for an actor to receive, because you're playing as two different characters so consistently, because the Gould are often just the Gould. You don't really get to see their human counterpart. So it's really cool to see it when they get to play such different characters.
So I didn't mention it before, but on the outside of this room, the door was, or like the wall was adorned with Apopus's serpent guard symbol on a flag. And we'll notice throughout, like SG-1's room has the banner of the Earth symbol, and Liar's Quarters appears to have the mark of the Nox symbol, but I don't think we've actually seen it before.
No, we haven't seen it. It's like birds.
Yeah, it's like wings on like a ball thing.
Yeah, and it has the like Abydos symbol on the flag
from
too.
Harry. Yeah, it looks like that Harry Potter ball thing.
I like that Jack just said, we'll take a dozen, and then like Noreen's like, no. To be honest, right, this isn't like a weapon that they can destroy themselves with. I feel like sharing that would be super helpful when it comes to Gould interrogation in the future.
God knows,
you know, they're not going to use it as a weapon.
Engineer it to do.
Well, yeah,
it's true. Yeah, still.
I guess.
But I'd like to take a dozen.
How do you guys think that this suppressing device works? Do you think it like emits some sort of electrical pulse that suppresses Chlorel, or is it dispensing some sort of sedative into his bloodstream?
It's got to be it's got to be interfering with whatever the Gould used to connect to the brainstem and take control of the mind.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of wavelength that
I
one
think it's
organism
a pulse of some sort
attaches to another. Yeah.
Because there is like an electrical current sort of in your bloodstream, so I reckon it has something to do with that.
Yeah, you're giving off a small electrical field at all times that your nervous system is running, and it's got to be interfering with that.
So Chlorel had knowledge of the Tolans. So how did Chlorel know where the Tolans were and what their level of technology was? So he knew they were capable of destroying Hera's ships, so I was just kind of curious, what do you guys think?
I'm guessing the Gould maybe have known about the Tolan for a while, but have like just avoided contact because of the cannons, you know? Like Earth doesn't know a lot of things and can't do space travel, so that's why they didn't know the location of the Tolan home world properly, except for with those devices they use to try and contact like, the Nox. Like if they tried to use that, they might know, but not on their own, so why bother telling them properly?
This region of space is probably claimed by some Goa'uld, and that's why I probably think that the Nox probably conveyed them there by ship, but they're so powerful that the Goa'uld just leave them alone. And, and just like they leave them alone on their planet because they'll be blown to hell otherwise.
Maybe
they know where they are because they've probably seen them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Look at that headpiece.
That is like a bold fashion statement.
Absolutely.
Like the contrasting patterns, the headdress, the single earring. He's
like
totally
very
voguing
tall
through
man
those double doors. I was going to say,
outfit.
I actually looked up how tall he is. He's 198 centimeters tall, which is 6.5 feet. That is
He's
one
6'6"
tall glass of Gould. Yes.
Yeah. Tall glass of Gould.
He can't be that tall.
It's funny because like
he's 198 centimeters, which is like 6.5 feet, 6.5 feet.
He comes
out
really
Dude
tall.
is 6'6". Oh my gosh, he's enormous.
Yes, he's really tall.
I didn't know that.
Because like David, you're tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, you're tall.
So he's taller than you. He's like 2 feet taller than you.
2 feet?
2 feet? Is that 2 feet?
No.
Do we know like why they
3
decided
inches.
to change his outfit, his costume kind of design? Because I feel like with this one, it's really like over the top, and then the next one that we see is a bit more subdued a bit
but
like
he's
more calm.
he's put it on airs because he's on a mission of diplomacy. So
right. So he's like really accentuating like the culture that he's stolen from.
Yep.
Cool. That makes sense.
Absolutely right.
Oh, this is very exciting. Yeah, we have Planet Pacifist. Whoop whoop. I love her.
So cool to have her back. And we were going to have Armin Shimmerman back as well, but he couldn't do it because of scheduling.
That's right.
So good to see.
So there's the Earth symbol.
Yep.
The arrogance from Jack here is quite funny.
Well, the Nox saved them.
It's quietly confident.
Lockwatcher said for the Nox, he said, "I'm here to apologize. No more Nox jokes. I rewatched the Nox episode and I thought you rated it lower in conversation, but you did not. Haha, yay, I'm free of the jokes. But you don't need to apologize, Lockwatcher. It was funny."
The Nox are not necessarily going to save their cookies in this one.
No. They're pacifists and they're going to pick who's like, which argument is better, but to be honest,
neutral.
We knew they were going to pick Earth anyway, only because
I never thought for a second that she would pick in favor of the Gould.
No,
because Skara is not
Gould
living
literally
freely.
Killed her child, she's got to have some, something in there.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I think it's purely that Skara is not living to his own will.
I always assumed that there was a combination.
You think so? You think she holds some animosity?
I feel like I like this 0.1% animosity, because she's trying to be neutral.
She does such a great job in this.
I do like her authoritative.
Yeah, and then she's attitude. So corrupt 2 years from now.
I know, it's so tragic.
The mighty have
she really is. So do you think as one of Apophis's most loyal underlords that Zippy shares like the same personal shopper as Apophis? Because they both have like a pretty fantastic sense of style.
Probably. Yeah, they probably have the same shopper, did you say?
I said personal
Taylor.
shopper.
Personal shopper and stylist.
Look, we saw that temple on Chulak. They've got to have some good things going there, and they all share. I'm sure. Sorry, Jack.
A man with no diplomacy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It is a very cool device. And Alexis does a good job, of coming back around to his actual self. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Toka switch all the time, but the Toka are kind of share their bodies, so their personalities aren't too distinctive.
This thing is being pulled away from control.
Maybe there's kind of a slight delay when the device works. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of a delay in the personalities changing.
It's so sad hearing him talking about having kids and getting married because we all know what's going to happen to him in Full Circle.
Yep.
Bums me out.
Yep. He at least,
I'm glad they're okay though.
Is engaged to be married to someone, so he finds happiness for a little while.
And I guess as an ascended being, he gets to be with her in his own weird way. So
true.
Whatever the ascended being way would be.
Evil God.
The way he's kind of just rolled his eyes at that. I love that.
I know.
He looks so grumpy.
Facial expressions are great.
I'm living for it.
What a nice piece of artwork we have.
That was literally what we were doing though when we were there.
Let's just watch this.
So they're heading to that rooftop lookout.
Yep.
They are. Yeah, that's where the rooftop is. I wonder what the university students who were here were thinking when they were just in class.
Great
and,
shot.
You see SG-1 and people going by. That is a good shot.
I'd say it was probably during the summer or something when there was no classes.
They've got productions in and out of there all the time, so it's just a part of life at the school.
He does really make a good case.
Yeah, in terms of what the Goa'uld can bring to the trial, I think they bring it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Ted just brought up something that I was actually considering bringing up earlier. Was he was in X-Men Origins, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Well, X-Men Wolverine Origins. Sorry, I actually really enjoyed that movie, even though it's considered bad, and I really liked him in it. So. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really into Zipacna. Like Zipacna's like really like hot.
He's what's the word that I want? He's got gravitas. So
yeah,
they picked well.
That earring as well. That is a brave earring
Fashion
to wear,
choice.
and he is pulling it off for me.
It's probably made of like wood or something. I suspect it's really light.
Yeah.
So. Oh, yes, ma'am.
You betcha.
Oh, this is so good.
I feel like this is me and Yvie if we were in a courtroom. To be like, Evie's Daniel and I'm Jack. It's like kicking me under the table. So good.
Oh, so many ways.
Because you say that they're not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you know? You just assume that they don't have sentience. But like a pig is as intelligent as a human toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he brings up a pig here. It's like, well,
he brings up rats, but if I read correctly, rats are actually quite intelligent,
but not human toddler intelligent.
No,
So,
but
yeah,
I think they're
when
more
I first read it,
than a pig.
I heard him say that. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And this is a point that's driven home here.
He's making a really good argument.
But they stole the knowledge.
They stole all that knowledge.
They're pretending that they didn't, based on what we know.
Acquired by them, but not in that sense. It was acquired by them, by stealing.
And they were still able to do it, though. So I love the look on his face here. He's pissed.
Yeah. He comes back, though. Yeah, see, he's just come up with a counter argument.
Yeah. Yeah, but we were able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So at some point, they left the primordial waters with the Unas and found their way out into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So someone must have stumbled on a gate address. This is one of my favorite courtroom episodes of any show.
Oh, I agree, yeah.
It may be the most.
This one's good, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the characters play off of each other so well. They're working so well together by this point in the series.
You really like Korai as well, so it's
yes,
nice
I do.
to
That's
see,
true. That's true.
Your courtroom
very much
episode.
So.
Enjoyment. I'm looking forward to getting to season 9 of Vala's courtroom situation.
Yeah.
It's very brief.
It's good too, but it cuts. Yeah, it's still good while we have it. Yeah, this is a big deal right here. So it was alluded to that they encountered each other at some point between, when Skara was taken and now, because he said he told him he'd rather die than live another day as a Goa'uld. So it'd be a good comic book. And they brought Skara in. And this is the first time that I realized that Skara and Share were brother and sister. I didn't make that connection in the movie.
They really
I didn't make that connection in the movie.
It.
I think I made that connection early in season 1, but yeah, it was never really verbalized.
Yeah, because he was a priest, so I thought he was a priest giving a young girl to Daniel, not her father. So
yeah. So Zippy retracts the statement later, but we obviously have ample evidence to the contrary.
Yes,
that
he's talking
survives. Because literally Skara can speak for himself when he's not being suppressed by Chlorel.
I mean,
Share communicated with Daniel before her death.
Yep.
And Kendra
only Daniel
survived
knew
the
that.
removal of her symbiote.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So
just get that Apophis recording in here. Get the big ball, put it up, and just be like, I'm dying,
So I think it's probably just the Goa'uld party line, designed to intimidate hosts.
That's what they go with.
And how they justify in their own minds, why they should keep the same host, because the host is already gone.
It is quite funny that the Gould are like very like intelligent and they can speak
They
all
are,
this
yeah.
stuff, but they are essentially these little snakes that live in water.
Just like the
and
Tok'ra.
all they want to do is
Mhm.
all they want to do is just leave, find something else to live in order to continue living and actually like grow. And it is quite sad that their only choice is to go into, you know, the body of somebody that's already in there. It's, you know, it's very unfortunate. I do kind of wish that the Gould had their own way to live on.
So I want to go back to Sam and Tilt witnessing the scout team futzing with the
Just a
ion
second
cannons.
Here.
Yeah.
This is a great nod from Laia. She's already showing how she's gonna lean. Very good.
Carry on, Yvie?
So I was going to say, as we saw before, there's like literally a grid of cannons located in various strategic locations across the planet. So how did the Jafar intend on marking each cannon as a target? Like, do you think they had several units split up and scattered all over the planet?
It's GPS.
Kind of like orchestrating their attack?
Well, I think it's the distance. There's a long way to like go around to do it.
So I think that as they walk, they're getting themselves in a position where they can aim at them all at once. So just by getting the distance from one to the other. In Maya mythology, Jing Diata says Zapaktin was considered a demon, said to be very arrogant and violent. He was characterized as a large caiman, and often boasted about creating mountains. Well, we certainly get some boasting in this one. And some good university exteriors here. Simon Fraser. And this is more leaning into our own mythology that we've built. So she can't have a relationship until she knows whose feelings she's feeling. And he's going to adore her nonetheless.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? We love a man who can love someone from afar and just respect them and just, you know, and not force themselves into any uncomfortable situations. So I respect him for just loving her and appreciating her and being like, look, we're not going to be together. I'm still going to like you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the voice activated home device is kind of the creepiest he gets, I think.
That is the one bad thing I really don't like.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know, Yvie, you would have that for Jack O'Neill at Richard Dean Anderson.
We're going to have that in a few years anyway if we want. So if you want Scarlett Johansson, you know, in a voice activation, you can have her. For $10.99 a month.
Nareem literally deflects Sam's concern and says the cannons were impenetrable. Like, yes, and also the Titanic was unsinkable. But, you know,
classic.
Human
errors.
They
didn't actually touch them. They just walked up to them and locked their coordinates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their arrogance is just
so
it just makes your eyes roll.
What do you think they're doing walking around to all of them? What do you think that they're doing?
They're not just going on a nice
checking
stroll.
them out? Each of the cannons? Come on. But they don't
like,
think
it's
that
hot.
way.
They're wearing metal. Like, no.
It's having a nice casually stroll in nature.
I'd enjoy the downtime of just having to sit around waiting for the thing to end. Triad.
And there you go. O'Neill hits it on the head, unless they're taken out all at once. Because he didn't have anyone on the ground.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Jacob has asked a fun question that I'm going to take note of for the end of the episode, guys. So Jacob will come back to that in a bit.
Teal'c knows how to operate it.
Oh, we're not like that. It's so rude that she just has this kind of attitude.
They all have
trust
that
us,
because
lady.
they're
We helped
technology.
you. We helped you. Chill.
Ugh, she's like a stern headmistress.
Honestly, it's like that. It's like that headmistress or teacher that you can't argue with, even when you're right. I had so many of those, and it's like just because you're older than me and in charge doesn't make you right in this situation, wench.
Yeah, but you also, do have to respect the position.
I can respect the position, but when you're just being rude and telling me off unjustly, I am going to lose my calm.
Also, do you guys think gaggle is the correct collective noun for a group of Goa'uld?
Gaggle of Gould.
Yeah.
I've never figured those out. I like it, though.
I like it, too.
Yeah, even they're leaning into the belief that, you know what, I think they're going to be all right.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Teal'c's right.
Yep.
Teal'c is always right.
Jack still said, you know, we're not going to mess with this. Skara needs us, so. And Jack and Daniel are blinded to the fact that it's Skara, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Letting their emotions cloud their judgment.
Yeah.
So we're about to see the Nox flag. Just like a headband with wings.
Waiting for it.
It's just behind
I love
Leia.
the seating and the flowers. Oh yeah, oh that's lovely. Look, lady. It's Teal'c. Let it happen. Trust.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I just say that Teal'c is such a hero for knowing the pacifist might be inclined to help by approaching her with a pacifist answer to their solution. Like instead of getting angry and destructive and accusatory, he's like, help us hide something. No one's going to get hurt. You know?
It's like literally his only option.
Yeah, it's such good thinking from him. It's so
very good lateral
like
thinking.
Yeah. Help us hide one.
I think there was also a very good chance that she would have just said, no, I'm not going to go anywhere near those things.
Yeah. Oh, Teal'c's so smart. Logwatcher just said that Frida Betrani, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Liar is married to Tom Jolt, is that how I say that? Who was in Stargate SG-1's season 6, episode 21, episode Prophecy.
That's correct.
Shazen. So that's quite fun.
Yep, that's
very cool.
They have a son.
Oh, love that.
How dare she be late?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
This is a very creative approach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Goulds can survive without hosts. They just need the proper
just put him back in the
environment.
water.
Yeah. No, it's not as fun, but it is life.
That's what I mean. I wish that the Gould were able to evolve in a different way that was less hostile. It's a shame that this is the way that they went.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Survives, yes. Lives, no.
Damn you, Zippy. That's a good argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I never liked that line. That always bugged me. I can't believe he said that.
He doesn't care about him.
I know, but like, he said put him other host for what I care. Like, what host would that be? Like if given the chance, I might go to another innocent person who has to be taken over. I think it was a very anti-human attitude to have there. Very ignorant of him to accidentally let that slip out like that.
Whoop.
Well.
Just great. She's so good.
Oh, I love though he says that comes in anticipation of our victory. It's like, because there ain't no party like a mothership party, guys.
Yvie. Oh my God, I love it. That was good. I enjoyed that. Jacob said that Teal'c's role in this episode seems to be understated, and it's such a big, cool moment for him. I agree. I think Teal'c was the real MVP of this episode.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and be quiet, you ginormous, pretty man.
I
love that she can't help but smile a little bit.
Now. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's actually a goof coming up, guys. When the guards bring in Skara to hear the verdict, the guard to the left of the screen is wearing like black braces on his arm, and then a moment later they're gone. Like literally a split second later they're gone.
Interesting.
So it's the guard on the left.
Our left?
Yes. Okay, see? Arm braces.
Yeah. Gauntlets?
No,
Look at you. Did you notice that? Or did you read that?
No, I found that. But it's quite obvious, really.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't really like.
But like, I don't think I would have noticed that.
All of a sudden, it's like there it is.
I've never noticed that. That's really cool.
Yeah, neither have I.
This is one of the reasons why we have you. All right, so there's Skara or there's Coral. Yeah. Well, so let me guess.
Yeah, because like it's kind of obvious that each Archon is going to vote in favor of their Seeker.
I found
this part very silly.
The whole deciding vote always lies with the impartial Archon.
Yep,
absolutely. Like what do you expect? By some miracle, the opposing side's going to change their mind? Like, Lord.
But every year we have to hear a groundhog decide whether or not he's going to see his shadow. So I mean, you know what? There's just some things are just pomp. Yep.
Haha! Yeah, be angry.
Yes. Oh, the nostril
flares.
flare?
Yep.
Oh, so good.
I don't really nostril flare. Like, whenever I see other people do it, I'm like,
my nostrils don't flare, but I wiggle the tip of my nose.
Oh.
Like
I can flare them. I just never flare them in like anger or anything.
See. Okay.
You know.
Bye. Hello.
Yeah, you've been locked out.
Yeah, exactly. Of your own house.
So Chlorel basically gets like a one-way all expenses paid ticket to like the holiday destination of his choice.
Yep. That's his consolation prize.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think he's gonna pick like some Unas kind of like based planet and pray that one of them doesn't have a necklace on, so he can get right in there?
Yeah, pray. Yeah.
She gets out of there fast. She misses all this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like one of the dumbest like attack. Like, it's just really dumb. grabbing that communication ball and like using it within earshot of everyone else. It's so silly.
I'm not gonna lie. So this episode, love it. I think like around this point is when I was like, oh, I've cringed a little bit, and then I move on.
That music is great.
Yep.
It's the classic OG music.
This guy's like, seriously?
No, yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to pay to have Alexis out on the set of the universities. They're like, you stay here so you don't have to pay for you to come out here that day. Save some money.
Well, yeah, it's a fair way out of Vancouver City. Yeah, Teal got some plans.
Honestly, whenever Teal comes in with you know, like such prime, you know, like strategy and intelligence, it's like, yeah, you know, because people think of him as the muscle sometimes. It's like, nah, he's so great, such a valuable part of the team. Love it.
Don't you think Travell knows by now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would have thought she would have.
Yeah, look, lady, we told you.
Yeah. I mean, just to make it perfectly clear, we didn't see any of this action when we were at the university.
So does she teleport them, or does she just hide them while they walk?
Don't know. I'm going to go for teleportation.
Yeah. Oh. What a babe. We love her.
That's pretty awesome. Well, you better how do you know? Oh boy.
So surely it was like just invisible. Like it should have already fired on its own without it being.
Yeah, but we couldn't have watched it do it. Stock footage from the movie. There we go.
Great way to save money.
That's it. Realigning. This is a cool shot.
Yeah, like this should have already been popping off and destroying that mothership. When like all it did pop and it went off.
It did. The pop was effective.
Yeah. But yeah, it should have already happened, even though it was invisible, and I always found that silly, but I'm gonna get over
it. Good job, T.
I love that Lia's in the background kind of having a bit of a freak out. She's like, oh, I kind of just assisted.
Well, like Sam says, like she really did like walk a fine line.
They don't like war.
Oh. Yes, but she did nothing.
If she hadn't done it, they'd all be dead.
Well said.
Give us some technology, lady.
Don't you owe us something big? Modest.
To Teal'c, at least.
I find it funny that the Tolans and everybody are like, nah, we don't share, but the Asgard are like, oh, we're going to share all over the gaff in the end.
Yeah.
There he is.
So
stewing in there, I'm sure.
So he's obviously wearing a Tok'ra getup.
So
yes.
I assume it was sort of like a kind of goodwill gesture from the Tok'ra, like maybe if we
get him out of those
visual, give us some information.
Right. Absolutely.
But like I doubt very much that Skara would be willing to blend with the Tok'ra after his time with Chlorel.
Oh,
that's
definitely
just not going to happen.
No. Too much trauma.
Yeah.
This is honestly so cute.
So
because Teal'c's the one that grabbed Skara as well. Whoa, that's their first time, like properly being able to actually. Oh.
Do you guys think that Skara now has he would now have the protein marker that Sam does? And in Legacy,
no, because it
Sam
didn't die.
insinuated Well, Sam insinuated in Legacy that blending deposits the protein marker, not the actual death and absorption of the symbiote into the host's
So
body.
he could probably use Gold Tech then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Teal'c has like a symbiote in him, right? But he's always like,
it's not the
he's
same,
always got like, it's weird.
It's not a part of his nervous system.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been blended. Yeah. But I guess this episode is just it's I do quite enjoy the Tolan story arc, but like their level of intelligence and superiority is like not really that dissimilar to the Goa'uld when you think about it.
That's true.
And like ironically, like these traits will also lead to their downfall, like they do with the Goa'uld. Just ironic. Sooner.
Really tragic.
That was Pretense, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
Woo!
So, guys, I've had a bit of a costume change.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm great.
You just want to let us know the costume change occurred?
Yes, I just thought that I would wear this t-shirt.
Live experience the university.
In preparation for Urgo, I'm obsessed. I love it.
And guys, I also made these earrings, right? I'll bring one up to the camera.
The talent.
That looks like a pie.
A pie. Oh my god. Yvie, the creativeness is...
And I found my necklace, which is a fork. So I've got my pie and my fork.
I have not. I'm wearing nothing nerdy today. I'm a bit sad, but you know what, Yvie, you're outdoing all of us here.
Yeah, I just got my show shirt on.
I thought I'd have a bit of fun.
I've just got a stolen jumper from my friend and a stolen t-shirt from my other friend. And stolen pajama bottoms from my other friend. So I'm wearing nothing of my own.
That's funny.
Your glasses?
I wanted to bring up something earlier that Jacob brought up. Just I thought we were so focused on the episode and the politics that I was like, I don't want to bring up this discussion at the time.
Sure.
So Jacob asked, who is everyone's favorite Sam love interest? Now I'm going to do an asterisk for us, which is Yvie and I are going to pick Jack. So I'd say we have to take Jack out of the running for this.
Correct. So who would it be otherwise?
Yeah, and chat, please get involved. I'm also going to, before we say our answers, I'm going to read out. I wrote down what they were saying while we were talking, so I wouldn't have to scroll so I can find it. So
okay.
Jed Ted says that he likes Sam and Pete. Anthony says that he likes Sam and Martouf. Jacob says unpopular opinion, but never been a fan of Martouf. Anthony said I liked. I can't actually see my writing there. Who did he say? Like I think Martouf, but like Martouf, but disliked Lantash for being so arrogant. And Jacob said
Lantash was a hard ass.
Yeah, he said he agreed. You know, he appreciates Martouf having to apologize for Lantash. So those three have already kind of had a discussion. But if anybody else wants to come in and add in the chat, please do. But yeah, anybody thoughts?
This is hard because I know these guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm finding it hard to differentiate between the people and
I'm close with David,
character that they play, because I love the Deloises, and I'll get into that later. So I find it hard to.
I feel like Pete never really knew Sam. You know, like he never really got to truly know her. Like he saw this other version of her.
I didn't dislike Pete.
No, neither did I.
I think out of all of them, look, it's definitely between Martouf and Nareem.
For me,
I've always had a soft spot for Nareem. I've always had a soft spot for Nareem.
Yeah. I think I like Nareem as well. I think to be honest with Martouf, that one was a really weird blending one. It's kind of like it's not really they love each other. It's that Martouf loves Jolinar.
All their feelings
Russia, yeah.
Yeah, the blending was such a weird thing that it's not like I don't know. Yeah,
the blending was kind of forced upon her. She didn't really have a choice, so it kind of feels like the same with her feelings towards Martouf. Maybe like she didn't really have a choice. Do you know what I mean?
She doesn't know who's
kind of
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's why I wasn't a fan. I think I like Nareem, but I think I'm in a completely left field here. I really like Orlan. Even though it's kind of a bit of a stalker.
No.
Why are all the men that Sam
It's
likes
creepy.
stalkery?
No, all it's
creepy. It is creepy. But
what about Joe?
Right stuff. And
no to Joe.
No, hold on. My real left field answer here is fifth. Okay, I've said it.
Fifth.
I love
you
Fifth.
like Fifth or you don't?
I love Fifth. I love him. I love him so much.
I love Fifth as a character. I'm not sure in a romantic.
He's not a fish man in that one.
I know, but he's the most fishy. Like, all right.
No, he's just, what is it? Amanda called him the prettiest bad guy. He's adorable. Also, right, I think he really truly meant well. He was just betrayed. And,
That's
true. I think he was at least honest about his creepy attachment, and everyone else will try to get in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he was like a little boy in love with a woman. I mean, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
he was
Sam has
old,
bad love
so-
interests, I think. Okay, Nareem, 5th, and then the other one's kind of a weird mixed bag. I love Pete, but Pete never really knew Sam, in my opinion. So,
all right,
I'm gonna.
What did everyone vote?
There is some other stuff people are saying about Pete in this chat, which I will bring up in a minute. Okay,
leave that a few seasons, guys.
I'm gonna look at what everyone else is saying quickly. So Jed Ted said 6 chevrons. Anthony said 6. Lewis said 6. Purple Homo says 4.4, so that's below 4.5. So I'm gonna go with a 4 chevrons for that. Jean Diada said 6. Raj Luther says 6. That's an interesting good mixed bag of everyone kind of relatively on the same plane. I think I'm a 5 for this one.
Okay.
I think it's good.
I was going to go with a 6, actually.
Whoa.
I really like this. Yeah, I really like this episode. I like the couple of returning characters. I actually kind of like the Tolan, even though obviously
they've got their
arrogance.
issues, but they're good guys.
Yeah, the arrogance
For now.
and all that is not great, but I like them as a returning species, race of people. So I think a 6. I do agree with David that it is a good bit of a courtroom drama. You know what? If I had to go to court for any reason, I would want Zippy to represent me, because that dude can make an argument, and his dress standards are just way up there. So.
And you know what? I'm gonna be so exhausted by the end. I want him to carry me out in his big strong arms.
Yes.
So.
Carmen Miranda hat and all.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I agree. I just think that there are a couple moments here and there where I'm just a couple things I have issues with, but I think it's one of my favorite episodes of season 3, but it's only just a 5 for me, because I think season 3 is a relatively good average across the board. It's not got huge peaks and troughs, but it's a good average. David?
7.
Whoa!
Okay.
It was my favorite episode for a long time. It still holds up as an amazing episode. I get into the morality that's at play, and it's so well acted by everybody. Everyone who's introduced in this episode comes back. There's a reason that it holds up so well on its own. It's Catherine Powers wrote this episode. She's a friend of mine.
Yes, she did.
I tell her how much I love it. She talked with Garwin over the phone, got a chance to talk to him about how much and he told her about how much Nareem meant to him, and I have a lot of ties to this episode, and the action is great. The visual effects were solid. They don't necessarily completely hold up, but the story is a great one. It's a 7 for me.
I liked that when Alexis was staying with me for a few weeks back in 2019, he talked about this episode and how much he enjoyed filming it, and how it was just such a good fun time, because he didn't really get to explore the dual nature of his characters, plural. And so it's really I do really love this episode. It is one of my higher ones for sure. I don't give things 5, 6, and 7s all the time. Only sometimes is it,
Yeah,
maybe undeserved from your opinion.
Yep.
So Mac Bolan came in with a 5, and Lockwatcher said 6 chevrons. That is a feel-good episode. Actors so connected. Zaparkna reminded me of a Gould Elvis impersonated. And apparently he visited Tolana 2 weeks ago. Apparently went to the university 2 weeks ago.
There we go.
And Jacob says Pretense is a 6 for me. Very satisfying ending for Skara and Teal'c. I loved that they just gave each other a little arm connection, hand holding thing. Yeah. And it was it's so important, because Teal'c is the one who did these bad things to these people. So I'm sad we didn't get to do more with it, but I love that we at least get that acknowledgement.
He didn't specifically pick Skara, but or did he? No. For implantation, but did he pick him on? Yeah, he did. He picked him on Abydos.
On Trulax, Abydos, yes.
Yeah, okay.
When Amanet,
that's right.
Amanet was,
but he wasn't ultimately choosing him for a host. Okay, got it.
Got it. So Dan Ben said 6 and said I could give a 7, but I didn't. Okay. Becca said had to think about this one. 5. I think it's a great episode, but not one of my favorites. I do agree. And to wrap up the earlier stuff we were saying, Lockwatcher chose Sam and Orlan when Orlan was obviously an adult. So I respect your choice because I also like Orlan. Yeah, not when he was a child. That was weird.
That was just really creepy.
Jean Diana said, I say Martooth. He was the only one that wasn't a creeper. I guess, yeah. Jacob said Orlan's one of my favorites. Actually disliked all the others. I feel like Pete just didn't really, know her that well. Homo Apple says Pete. Jean Diana says Pete ran a background check on her and then literally stalked her. Creeper.
Agreed.
We still love Pete.
They're never gonna let him go. They're never gonna let him get over that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've never ever Googled your potential girlfriend, right?
Oh, we all lightly stalk. Yeah, we all do it. Like, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here. So we've got Raj Luthra said, so 6 out of 7 wish we had a follow-up or a mention at least about what happened to Chlorel. Yeah, I would have liked to see him swimming around somewhere, Like, what's his life now?
Go and watch my Garwin Sanford interview on Dial the Gate because he discusses that at some point Nareem was going to walk back through the Stargate and have Chlorel inside of him. So at the 100th,
that would have been amazing.
At the 100th episode party when he was there, they're like, "Yep, this is what we want to do when you come
back."
So it never happened. So.
Tragic.
I would love to have seen that so much.
Jeddead says Pete keeps Sam grounded. Lewis Cox says Orlan is cool until he becomes a child, and I'm like, oh no, don't say you love her, lol. And then Homo Apple said Pete had a feeling that she is hiding an immense part of like her love for Jack, and it's like, yeah, she wasn't completely like in it, I think. And Lewis Cox says when Sir Parkman says nothing of the host remains, I'm like, oh come on, dude, we know they do. Hello, the Tok'ra, lol. Yeah, I did. I think Pretense has amazing writing and it's such a fun episode, but there are things where I'm like, some of the characters do make arguments where I'm like, we all know that's crap, and like the Tolan aren't this stupid,
but the Gould lie.
And the Nox aren't this stupid.
Yeah,
I know. It felt a bit silly as an audience member, I guess, and like I always try to make sense of it, and but I do love it. I love the writing. I think it's excellent, and I guess within the world, the believability is like more acceptable. But as an outsider, I have so much other knowledge that I just don't expect it. So.
Homo Urpel. Nobody is choosing McKay.
So I actually almost said McKay in like a weird like
all right, we need to move on.
I loved him with Jennifer. Anyway.
Absolutely.
It's true.
All right. Let's you guys ready for the next episode on our agenda here?
Yeah,
so excited for this.
You know who's ready? Me. And I'm gonna stop now because we're gonna hear it later. I'll go on forever during the whole song.
Oh, you get out of breath.
Would you stop it?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm not singing "Row Your Boat" or anything. So
let's pull up Homo. Let's pull up Urgo. Let's watch Homo now. Man. All right, the origin of humans. Okay. All right. Ready? In 5, 4, 3. This is the Wormhole Extremists, and we're watching Urgo. My name is David. I'm also with Yvie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And it looks like a beautiful wallpaper planet.
It does. I saw somewhere that this episode apparently gives a few nods to the 1997 Jodie Foster movie Contact. Like the beach imagery is very similar to the Paradise Island scenario from that film.
Yep.
I thought they just took the Windows XP backgrounds and just like made it move slightly.
Yeah, it looks like it. And Tilk said before, appearances may be deceiving. Like yet again, Tilk's gut instinct, or as I say, pouch vibes, are completely 100% correct.
Tilk is the mother purr, as I like to call it, the MVP mother purr of season 3. He is an absolute bro, and I love him so much.
There's a lot of stock images in this shots in this opening here. When they get to the other planet, they're so chill with him. Yep.
Ciao.
Goodbye.
So this bit's sort of incorrectly regarded as a goof. Like, if SG-1 had their memory erased prior to dialing Earth, like, how could they transmit their iris codes?
Yeah.
But the justification that I've read is that their memories were erased after they sent the iris code. So do with that what you will.
Okay. And I forgot that the stock shot is at the end when they go back to the planet. We see them on the other side, so we just see it from their perspective here. Hello, Bill.
This is, again, such a good start to an episode to really get you engaged. I think season 3 has a lot of that, of just, hey, surprise.
So I have a lot of pages of info to go through on this one with you guys.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So this one is written by Tor Valenza. This is his 4th and final writing credit for this season. And obviously directed by Peter DeLuise.
Yep.
Now in his Dial the Gate interview, Tor called it his imaginary friend episode. And apparently it spawned from the thought that he had of what would happen if SG-1 went through the gate and then came out confused because they thought they'd never left, but 15 hours had passed. And the way that Tor remembers it, Peter DeLuise had been looking for like the perfect episode to cameo his father, which brings me obviously to the episode special guest, which is the great Dom DeLuise as Urgo and Togar. So Dom DeLuise sort of needs very little introduction. He had an illustrious career across several mediums, including stage, film, TV, and radio.
And books.
He also wrote for children and authored several cookbooks. And I was reading a quote from his longtime friend and colleague Mel Brooks that said that Dom created so much joy and laughter on set that you couldn't get any work done. So every time they worked together, he used to give them 2 extra days on schedule just for all of
because they enjoyed each other so much.
So I think from what I understand of how this episode worked, that same quote would apply.
This is such a fun episode.
And this episode also marks the first appearance of a DeLuise family member after Peter, obviously. And we'll see Michael DeLuise in Wormhole Extreme next season. No, 2 seasons time. And we'll see David DeLuise, as we discussed earlier, as Pete in 4
we're going to see Peter
episodes
DeLuise
across 7 and 8.
season.
And we do see her as well. And I believe that Dom DeLuise ad-libbed most of his lines.
Yep.
And
many
apparently
of them,
Christopher Judge couldn't keep a straight face, so his screen time is very limited. And I read a lot of Chris's lines were either removed or given to other cast members, but I don't know how true that is.
Well, because he was just laughing so much. I want to see if I can catch him breaking in the background of scenes. I'm going to be focusing
You can
on that
see
today.
him being like kind of cut out a little bit. I'll bring up an occasion like towards the end where you can see he was like framed out. And I was listening to the live Dial the Gate interview that David did at GateCon. And I think that was a great interview. It was so good.
I really enjoyed it.
Peter DeLuise like remembered the circumstances surrounding this episode quite similarly to Tor. He said Tor had written an episode about the inner child and the id. And Brad Wright recognized that it needed like a really special guest star. And I think the idea was pitched to Peter to include his dad, but he initially thought his brand of comedy wasn't conducive to like the sci-fi genre. And when Peter heard the role in full, he knew his dad would kill the role and it would be totally awesome.
Absolutely iconic.
I'm amazed that there was a huge contingent of fans, not huge, but sizable, who didn't like this episode.
It's a bit weird one. It feels different.
It's very different.
It does. It is quite diversive. Like I totally get that, but I really enjoy it.
But this is a great way to shut Chris up so that he doesn't like break on camera, which is just get him to chug some coffee.
Also, y'all, this is like the amount of coffee that I drink before streaming on Monday.
I always wish they added steam to his mouth when he went, just come on.
Yeah, they definitely added it to the actual carafe itself.
Yeah.
No, not from his mouth. I agree. That would have been a fun little extra bit.
Yeah, this episode it like feels so different because it's so comedic and so wonderful and just like it's not your normal episode. That's what I love about Stargate is you can have such weirdly off-brand episodes and have such fun with it still.
Yeah,
like Stargate is where you can kind of do anything with, and you'll be like, "Whoa, this is different." All right, and just go with it. You know, have fun.
It's pretty on brand. I
really want some pie.
It's working, isn't it?
Yep.
Really want Urgo's getting in my brain.
I totally recognize that lure for pie that like the other team members feel. Just
watch the guard watching him. And then as the other guards all get together, they're like, we don't know what's going on. So
they should have handed the guards some pie.
What kind of pie do you think that is?
I
think
think
it's like pumpkin pie.
It's either a pumpkin or it's a
it looks a bit cinnamony.
or a pecan.
Yeah.
I think it's a pumpkin pie. It may be a pecan pie.
I really want pumpkin
Look at the
pie
visual
now.
effects. This is one of the few times that we see the Mount Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's screensaver.
Yep,
the
marching
Dancing Pharaohs we
Egyptians.
first saw in season 2's The Fifth Race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Daniel's kept it all this time.
It's a great screensaver. Oh, God, I really want to buy it.
That photo of Shari is a cropped image from one of the set photos from Secrets.
A nice photo.
This episode makes me really hungry. I just want to go home and snack.
I know.
I took every dessert from that case.
Look all that cake. Look, cheesecake in there.
Yeah.
And what looks like
Bit of
carrot
melon.
cake, which is like my ultimate favorite.
Oh, that is carrot cake with little carrots on it. It's like,
There's like literally a carrot on the top.
it's got a carrot on it.
oh, Yvie, you know what we should do? Next time you're here, or I'm there, we should bake all this food and then watch this episode.
I agree. That sounds
It's
incredible.
most satisfying.
Definitely do that.
Yeah, so he's enhanced their senses, right?
He's
like dialed them
yeah.
up.
Do
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
for Urgo to dial me up like that. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I don't know. I'd be
Totally
so fat.
random question.
Yeah.
Do you guys say yogurt or yogurt?
Oh God, it's yogurt. Okay.
It's yogurt.
See the woman
Yogurt.
pouring the glass of water.
Chat. Is it yogurt or yogurt?
Yogurt.
It's yogurt, as
I want
RDA
to see.
says.
I want to see the percentage in the chat that agrees.
This is
with
the
me.
whole
They sound the
Jacob
same.
Jacob debate again, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's keep it on topic.
Surely she gets some like brain damage from having something inserted into your brain like that, like just sitting in there pushing on
Yeah.
other things. Like it's a bit sus.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I have, this is like a bit random, but I have a Star Wars charm bracelet, and this image looks exactly like the Death Star charm that I have on my bracelet.
They are a small wireless network.
Yeah. This line coming up from Jack is like one of my favorites.
What's the downside?
The one about desserts.
All the desserts are in danger, yeah.
I love that
Brilliant.
line so much.
I love that because it's like it's not really Urgo's not dangerous. He's just made everything more fun.
I guess it's your question of
Obviously,
danger. Like,
can't
even
have
if
that.
he was, say, he was a malicious program, you'd be in real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a Malp, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just supposed to collect information.
This is the one time
So
we
if
see him
I'm,
playing a Game Boy.
Yes. Oh. Oh, boring.
You said it.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think they kept one camera on Dom like the entire time, so his performance wasn't like limited by the dialogue or the
Correct.
action.
Yeah, they Robin Williams him really good.
Mm.
I love the Teal'c and Daniel playing chess. Like I'm assuming
Mhm.
that Daniel taught Teal'c chess and they were just having some fun. Majestic.
I love him.
Pagliacci, Domingo. Hello. Whoa, okay.
This line is so good.
Yes.
I
I reckon that's an ad lib. Yeah.
100%.
You're gonna hear them talking to someone who isn't there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
At the moment, we're setting up the rules here.
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
So, guys, I did a bit of a deep
brainstorm.
dive on the internet yesterday, and I tried to find the origin of the Mary Steenburgen reference. So, apparently, Rick liked the sound of her name and was feeling a bit mischievous. So, he changed his voicemail message to say, "Hi, this is Mary Steenburgen. Please leave a message." Obviously, he recorded this in his own voice, but in an old interview on his fan site, he claimed this obscure reference sort of bled into his work, and he ad-libbed her name on set, and it sort of snowballed from there.
I've never seen the sound of her name.
Also, that guard that came in before did a way better look at ignoring Urgo than the guard in the next scene who's stationed next to or behind Frasier. You should watch him because he looks at Urgo several times and like he smirks, like trying to suppress a smile or a laugh.
Cree. You see how Teal'c looks up. One of my favorite lines from the whole show. Right
yes,
here.
The famous
tenor.
So apparently this is likely a reference to Dom DeLuise's resemblance to Luciano Pavarotti.
Yeah.
And apparently Dom lent into this resemblance for a skit on his ABC comedy special in '84.
Okay.
And in the skit, his character was standing under a Pavarotti poster in a bookstore, and he was mistaken as the tenor by fans.
He's humoring him. She's humoring him.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's try it.
Or is it? Oh my goodness.
He gets Teal'c to move over there. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I would have considered Teal'c like the least likely to
right,
be coerced.
exactly.
But unless maybe like he's also curious about how the defibrillator works.
He's loose.
I'm loose. That's scary because he can't make him actually do anything, but he can really
be very persuasive.
Persuade.
Yeah.
That's not true. Ask me anything you want. Poor Terrell.
She does a good job though at keeping a straight face. And I mean, they do kind of edit her out a lot. She almost sort of disappears from this scene.
Oh my god, he's cut out. Like, where's Chris? He's just not there.
No smidgen.
Is that why they put him next to Terrell instead of like having him go back to his seat in order to keep him completely cut out of the shots?
So apparently the wolf thing is a really obscure Mel Brooks reference.
Okay.
Brooks used to use used to have a random character say wolf in like all of his feature films. And several of them obviously featured Dom.
Okay.
That was probably his little nod to his friend.
You've been tagged.
Big fella.
I don't know the Bubala reference later either. I don't understand.
Oh, I have the details
perfect.
on that.
Okay, good.
Brilliant. This is so good.
He's scared of his creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go back and be turned off.
I love that Urgo's hair is like in a state of like disarray.
Oh, it's a mad scientist. Yeah.
Togar.
Yes.
Like Togar's hair is
It's
completely
all suave,
perfectly
yeah.
combed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just shows how like a bit off Urgo
Oh, it's all
is.
very deliberate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guard's like looking his direction and smirking like quite frequently. That would have been so hard to try and just.
Yeah, he's not supposed to even see him.
No.
I just imagine a big ice cream scooper going into like all of SG-1's brains collectively.
We're thinking about it.
Yes. Yes.
So the DeLuise brothers were saying in their interview with you, David, that Dom had some mobility issues.
Yeah.
So there was a huge focus on making him comfortable during filming. And they organized for a big, comfortable chair for him on set.
Yep.
He didn't let it the discomfort hinder his performance, obviously, and the Stargate crew eventually gifted him the chair, which he used at home for the rest of his life. Is it this chair, do you think?
No, these are the briefing room chairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he just got given a briefing room chair and then they just got.
That's what I thought.
They got him a big chair, so it was a Dom-sized chair.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a special order. I love the airman was like, "Me, sir? No, not you." The guy's just standing there. Turn him off. Please.
Oh, Jack just touched Sam's hand. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my goodness.
Hide and seek.
But you can cheat, bro.
Absolutely. He knows. Yeah.
But he promises he won't cheat.
Yeah, well, that's all.
I love how he's left in the room, even though he's in their heads. That's pretty funny. You can see he's interacting with the chair. You know, you've got to buy it.
Yeah.
I love this episode. This is such a good show.
It's a good time.
Jacob Olihar's Hammond and Fraser face is priceless.
So was this because they didn't want him like maneuvering too much too quickly through the facility?
I think but I think they also wanted us to show us what everyone else is experiencing.
Yeah.
I love how Fraser gets all defensive and is like, what did he say?
I want to know what he said. Was it like, yeah, I'm assuming it was like rude in some way. Like, I wonder what the insult was, or like, you know.
Call her
like,
short
not
or
believing
something.
them to go, what did he say?
Well, he's pretty short too,
but
so you know.
she's small for a woman. So I mean, that was kind of like the little joke throughout the show. Please bring in the small woman. Whatever she's giving me is not working. They often had her on apple boxes.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's very petite and lovely.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
So I was reading an old New York Times review of one of Dom's ABC comedy specials, and there's a quote that I took from it because I think it kind of relates to this scene. So it basically said that Dom is at his best when worked up into a hyperactive state in which he seems almost he himself seems uncertain as to what may happen or what is what to be said next. And I think that quote sort of perfectly describes this scene.
Yep. He's willing to defend himself, and if it means hurting her, and he still feels bad about it. I love it. I didn't mean to. Yeah, you did. You know, your software doesn't necessarily know how your computer works, but this one seems to suggest that, yeah, he kind of knows a little bit about what he's made of. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't. And as she's getting closer, he gets more desperate.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street had an appearance with him as well. Lockwatcher says that's true.
Yeah, because Peter was on
that
with
makes
Johnny
sense,
Depp,
'cause-
wasn't he?
I've never seen it.
Yes.
I've never seen the show.
No, nor have I.
It's on Pluto
Johnny
and all
Depp
these
and
others
Peter
now.
DeLuise
Yeah.
both appeared in the new films that they did.
Yeah.
As a little,
That's cool.
cheeky moment, which is quite fun.
So we're coming up to Peter's cameo for this episode, playing the younger, more handsome version of Urgo.
Yeah.
I can be smaller.
And smaller again. Teeny weeny.
In a big living space. Oh, I use these lines a lot when I watch golf on television.
Oh, I love it.
Nope. I love how he goes out like a TV channel, and then he just pops right away.
Do you think that I'm melting thing was a deliberate Wizard
I'm
of Oz
sure.
reference, or just a happy
100%.
coincidence that Dom
100%
ad-libbed?
melting witch. 100%.
And he's gone. But unfortunately, like any advanced piece of technology, it has its own restart switch.
Mm-hmm. It's going to do a self-reboot.
Dan Ben, so are the images that he turns into things already in their mind? I mean, I would have loved to have seen Mary Steenburgen. If they had the money, they probably would have done that at this point. So, because they'd already established it. He would have wanted to entice Jack to stay. But that's expensive.
Yeah.
That would have been funny for them to reach out to her, though. That would have been a great cameo.
That would have been cool.
Give it a day. I'm not hearing these in advance. I'm just anticipating the line. Oh, a week. See? There you go.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that earlier. I was like, oh, David just loves this episode so much.
I do. That's a long time.
Yeah, I'd be really bored.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw her skeleton before. Well, I guess I'd never really been in her office all that much.
No.
But she would have had one.
A rowboat isn't that pleasant.
Renting a rowboat. I have a canoe in at my parents' house in our backyard.
Oh.
If you guys ever come out, we'll go sailing.
Oh,
or
please.
canoeing.
Canoeing.
Yep.
Well, Jack constructs his own canoe in like the next episode. Episode after that.
Yep. And I find it very hard to believe that an old salt like Jack would not know row your boat. But that's what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
So...
Yeah. I think he's just denying it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't even know what it is. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Get me out of this lockdown. I don't want to be stuck in this room for a while. Like, let me go back to work.
Exhibit A, Your Honor.
Urgo, where are you? If you call that singing.
I love the way that it's like, please don't come back.
It's like he doesn't want to bring it up. Yeah.
Oh no. Be back.
No. It did.
Love that. Where I belong.
Yeah, it's too
Love
bad
how
because you're not going
done
anywhere.
Daniel looks. He's sick of it.
I could see Daniel and Teal easily being the least amused.
Yeah.
Like Jack and Sam are gonna play it up, but they're just sitting there like, oh my god. Yeah, you couldn't go on missions. You don't know where this thing comes from. You don't know what it'll do to you out there or to other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see that as a gif like all the time.
So do I. I was thinking like they all said it, but were they programmed by Urgo to do it? And did Urgo just make Teal'c say something different so it sounded less suspicious? Or was it just they all just happened to think the same thing?
That's a good question. I think it's a
yeah.
Yeah, it's It does now. He can't help it. He can't resist.
So the game he's describing is Scattergories. If you guys have ever played Scattergories.
Oh God. Oh man.
Urgo is like me at work. Every time I have to go into the office, I'm like, I want to go in a bit like quieter, a bit grumpy. I want to be a bit more mysterious and not talk to anybody to get my work done. And then I walk in and I'm immediately like, hey everybody, let's have a good chat.
That's right.
His previous plans just go out the window.
Exactly. I don't know what happens in this environment.
I do it too. It's like, you know what? I really don't want to go to this thing. Oh, I don't. Hey, how are you guys? Oh, I'm still doing to see you. And it's genuine, but it's like, yeah. Okay. So this reference here.
Okay, so I don't know where it came from originally, but I do know that it is a term of endearment in Yiddish,
Bubala?
meaning darling or sweetie. So if Uncle Irving was a biological relation of Sam, that means that she's Jewish.
Okay.
Whoa.
Somewhere, yeah.
It's nice to learn new things about everybody.
Yeah.
See, that's
that is mean.
That's the backlit Stargate. That's really cool. They did a good job of using it at this stage here.
Yeah.
See, at some point, he would have to make them return in order to collect the technology.
Exactly.
Tiny bikinis.
The look he gives Sam, like, no, I wasn't.
Jean Diata, not necessarily. My family says bubala and a lot of Yiddish words, and we're not Jewish. Interesting.
Okay.
Uh-oh. How do you think?
I love when Daniel tries to like save face a little bit.
Error.
Or adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding?
Honestly, the lack of privacy, I couldn't deal with it.
Mm.
Sorry, Urgo.
It's a decisive vote. He's been evicted.
I feel really bad for him. Like, but the thing is, it's like you just don't want to share your brain with someone else.
Mm.
Can I just say that I really wish that Urgo, I wish that Urgo at some point, like, you know, referenced Sam and Jack's dynamic, but at no point does he, and that makes me sad. Don't fall for it.
We need you on our side here. Even O'Neill's beginning to break down. It's like he doesn't want him hurt, you know, but he can't stay. They got to get him out. And I don't think he would have lasted long with Togar. I think Togar would have flipped the switch off pretty quickly, all being fair. So. There you go.
There it is.
Aww, Urgo.
Oh, here we go.
Get some pie.
Yeah. Big
Some
cup of blue
yogurt.
jello.
The death thing.
No, don't pick at
We're
that,
not
Fred.
doing that. You're right. Self-awareness and consciousness. I'm me.
Oh, that line literally describes my cat. I'm independent. I just like company. That is Twisty to a T. So the question is, like, do you think Urgo is sentient or just parroting back what he thinks is the correct response, kind of like talking to an AI?
Didn't,
sentient.
Yeah, didn't Togar say it's sentient technology? I'm pretty sure he says that.
Teal'c's a bit offended. He's like, excuse me. Don't roast me.
I love it. That hurts. His sentience is designed to make him, more useful as a tool. So
yeah.
But the problem is he's a little too easy to interact with. And he's an anomaly.
Here you go. I was reading somewhere online that the Hugo reference was deliberate, but I don't know how true that was. The person who wrote it says that a Hugo award is like a literary award, and Dom DeLuise never won one.
Fifth race.
I don't know why they'd poke fun at him like that.
That was the fifth race.
Yeah,
right there.
that seems a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just I think it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, I agree.
I loved this set. This was really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
We didn't often have rolling doors.
See, it's supposed to spin its round. I like that he has such like a different posture and his hair's like really nice and neat and he's like, I am superior. Like, it's great.
I love his weapon.
That's such a sci-fi gun. I love it. Such a weird episode. Like a dog.
A whistle, yeah. Be silent.
Okay, we'll relocate over here.
As in, like, what a lovely madman.
I have the concept art for this creature.
Yes. It's a very cool little creature.
Giant tea kettle.
Yeah. Oh, poor little thing's been implanted.
Not anymore.
He seems very very unbothered by it. I know they add a little shine after, so like beep.
But you just vaporized him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a demo.
That was fine until
yeah,
you
that's the demo one. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I love here you can see that maybe there was a little bit of improv because the whole the Jaffa kick because they deliberately framed out Christopher Judge like
they did.
Yeah,
He's
like you
probably,
can't see his face.
Yeah, he's probably absolutely chuckling like crazy. Like he's having a absolutely great time.
And the best quote is coming up. My t-shirt quote.
Yes, that's right.
One of the greatest lines in Stargate history.
Uh-huh.
Even Jack's rooting for him now. See?
Yeah.
There is not. Okay, had to ask.
Swiftly move on. Brilliant. No.
That's the greatest line. Me too, brah. Me too.
I don't think he would go for this. That's with the eyes in that. No.
Ooh. He's an introvert. He wants to stay home and read and search the internet.
No, I get that.
Search the Urgo. Surf that Urgo.
They're trying.
Death or him. But it hasn't zoomed out once with Chris in the shot. That is hilarious.
Just one time it did for the eat pie. So please let us sell this car to this unsuspecting customer and get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
Don't push it. You couldn't even touch him if you wanted to.
No,
that's so funny.
I love the way they have to bend down for this.
They're shorter, hilarious.
I love the way that they in a second when they just don't trust him that he's telling the truth, and then it's immediately like, oh yeah.
Yeah, wait, no, he is there.
Brilliant.
He's alive. Well, no.
Just blinks them away, like I Dream of Jeannie.
Yep, exactly right. Oh boy. I created you.
Yes.
So my question is, do they remember being away?
No,
No, they don't.
they don't.
You wipe their memory again.
Yeah, so they don't know what happened to him.
No, they don't.
No, I guess not. Oh, what mission?
Jeez.
Well.
We'll make sure that the little sucker's out of your heads and back to life.
Fingers crossed.
So I was reading the Gate World review for this episode, and the reviewer made an excellent point. So this episode offers the viewer and SG-1 a nice respite. In season 3, SG-1 has been kidnapped, brainwashed, tortured, and literally sent to hell and back. So it's a nice, refreshing change.
Yeah, alternate realities as well. It's a lot. It's a lot to take.
And I think it's really great to see everyone involved on the show, like on and behind the cameras, have like a good sense of humor, because sci-fi often deals with these like really weighty moral issues. So it's nice to have everyone, you know, enjoying themselves and have a good laugh.
That's it.
So that's
and
why
I haven't
really
laughed
appreciate
so
this
hard
episode.
in an episode yet. So it's
I think we've laughed at like our own stupid jokes, but we haven't laughed at like Stargate being this funny.
Yep.
Exactly.
This hard.
Yeah, we laugh at one another. It's a good thing. And with each other. But often at one another. So, you know. That's a good time, everyone. Hope you enjoyed Urgo as much as we did.
Woo!
Okay. Well, done.
Jacob asked a question earlier.
Yeah.
Jacob, with all the good questions today. So I said to Jacob in the chat, I was like, I'll ask that at the end. So this has actually already come up before, but the context is slightly different. And I don't remember our original answers, but I think was it Jacob or was it Jed Ted actually? Who was it? Might be wrong. One of the two. Hold on.
And while you're holding, click that like button, folks. I see
thank you.
There's about 20 of you in there, and we got about 9 likes. Do us a favor and help us spread the reach of the show as much as possible. Really appreciate you doing it.
Please do.
So if you've enjoyed the episode, hit that one, please.
Yes.
Okay, I can't find it.
You can follow us on the various media places.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yep. And they're really cute.
You mean, Twitter? You mean
X? Yes.
Are we going to do some beats?
Yeah, well,
honestly,
I'll wait for a while on that one. But
no, I'm not going to lie. I can't remember which one it is, but it's either Jacob or Jed Ted. It's Jed Ted. Sorry, Jacob. Yeah. Jacob and Jed Ted. This episode doing great. Said, did Nicole say she would do the Toke rejoining? I think based on the fact that a few seconds before said, okay, cool. I said I wouldn't have Urgo in my head. I couldn't deal with that because of privacy issues. So my question is, so you guys, I think, said last time that I think maybe you said that you wouldn't do the Toke joining either of you.
No.
Would you do an Urgo joining?
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Yeah. Thought so.
Definitely not. I struggle with my own thoughts, let alone like the thoughts of basically two beings. That would be a little bit much.
Difference for me in this when I was thinking about it during the episode, so I went quiet for a little bit while I like mulled it over and then occasionally laughed, which is that with the Toke rejoining, you kind of become so truly symbiotic with that person, they're almost part of you. So when you're doing like very, very, very private things, it doesn't feel as intrusive because you're going to be like engaging or like doing something private and personal, but that Toke is basically part of you. But Urgo is so his own character. I could not deal with that. I could not do anything without Urgo commenting, and so
he's not joining with them. He is
he's
just
an
doing something
observer.
Independently of them. He's like a dog on a leash.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's a bit creepy him just lurking there.
Dog without a leash, actually.
Toke rejoining, yes. Urgo, no. So
no, I mean, I am a chronically single person. Like I desire my solitude. Never been in really a relationship compared to you guys. You guys need other people in your lives. I don't even need that. So it's like, no way am I going to go with
I'm not seeing my boyfriend
for
for 2 weeks. I love him, but I'm like, I value I don't spend a lot of time with him because I think I'm in a weird middle ground between needing people and not needing people. I love
You're an
being
ambivert.
solitary.
You're an ambivert. You're not one or the other. You're in the middle.
Is there a term for that? Because I'm always telling people I'm an
extroverted
introvert, but I'm an introverted extrovert. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So great. Oh, I'm going to write that down.
I'm the same. I definitely
people.
like my solitude sometimes as well.
Oh my gosh.
Of course we do. Well, I'm not saying that we don't. I know a couple of people who don't, who have to be with their spouses at all times.
I know a few people.
It's genuinely,
they
genuinely are what's the term? Codependent. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I know a few people like that. And
Yeah.
I really struggle with it because I'm just like, what happens if you break up tomorrow or something tragic happens and you don't have that person? You need friends.
You're going to, be in a horrible situation. So,
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends who are twins who are like that. They're
oh wow.
They're chronically inseparable, and it's like they're not really one person. I mean, they're not really two people in some respects. They're
one
just
person?
not.
Yeah.
In some respects.
Australian
one of them is more
twins.
independent than another.
Oh, they're from Perth. Those
really?
Australian twins. Yeah,
they were like, we've got to get pregnant at the same time.
Oh my god!
With the same man.
I think they're
married.
The same man.
The same man. Yeah, they sleep in bed with the same man. And I have a lot of questions about that.
But they have to wear the same thing. They have to dress the same. They have
they
to
do the twin thing a little too well.
It's
if something happens to one of them, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit
so people can be independent, codependent, whatever you want in the chat. Like, we're not going to judge you, but like, I think there's definitely healthy barriers and healthy things that people need to put in place to make sure that they themselves, like, we're all looking after ourselves,
I've struck a chord. There are people responding, giving their own so it's
I've got codependency and independency, and I do have codependent moments, like my best friend Faye. She and I are very close and she's always here, but I could live without her for a long time. I just choose not to. So Loving alone, don't desire anyone in my life either, says Jean Diada. Gecko Fett says I like my solitude. It's
So Urgo.
Yeah.
Man, what a good episode. What did they say? Nicole?
Want me to go for what everyone said first? Before we do our rating today?
Do it.
Okay, so we've got so Jacob said 5 chevrons. Anthony said, it's my first 7 for this season.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done.
Lockwatcher says, 7 chevrons. This is a favorite. Bringing in a veteran like Dom was brilliant. This would have been a 6, but felt a little flashlight worthy, so I gave it an extra chevron. Brilliant. Homo Apple says 5.5 chevrons. So we're going to raise that to a 6 if that's okay with you, because 0.5 is always...
if it's a 0.5, it goes up to a 6.
Yeah. Raj says, another very good episode. My rating is a 6 out of 7 chevrons. Again, like the other episodes, would have been nice for a follow-up or mentioned Urgo episode. Yeah, sadly it doesn't happen with Stargate all the time. Mike Boland's Conscience says another 5. Gecko Fett said Urgo is always a blast. Whoa, is this a new person? Trance Gemini has come in. I've never seen that name before. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Has said 7 chevrons.
Okay.
So
excellent.
I love this. Loads of support for Dom Dello. It's really nice. Jean Diada says, as an SG-1 episode, I'd like to give it a 5, but it's a solid 7 for the genius of Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
It's not like an SG-1 episode, it's Dom DeLuise's episode. So
yes, yeah.
Lewis Cox says, I say 5 chevrons for this episode. Remy, I think I said that name. This is a great episode, is what they say. Gecko Fett says 6 out of 7. One of the fun episodes I never skip. Yep.
Is Remy new?
I think so.
Hello,
yes.
Remy.
I'm not quite sure.
Hello.
Dan Ben says 4 out of 7, but has some of my favorite moments. So I give that me scene a 7 out of 7.
So funny.
So it's a 4 out of 7, but that one moment has that. So we'll put that down. And Jed Ted said 7 chevrons. Great introductory episode to Stargate. Introductory for who? In what sense? I'm interested to know what you're saying. And then
to introduce people to Stargate. I have shown people.
Okay.
Urgo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's such a unique episode in all of Stargate. I think it gives you a good. It's like a taster.
Of the humor of the potential of the show's humor.
It eases you into it. Yeah,
because Jack is Rick is in full form.
Yes.
Agreed. And the chemistry between all the characters is really popping.
Yep.
At this point, you can just see how they're working together.
It completely works.
Yeah.
And Becca says 6, great episode, but not quite a 7 for me. And Jed Ted said Trans Gemini, Andromeda brackets TV show reference, and Trans Gemini says yes. So Andromeda fan, hello. We like Andromeda fans, you know. Lexa, she's great.
I've
Michael
never
Shanks'
seen it,
wife.
but I trust all of you love it.
I've seen some of it. I did enjoy it. So
there you go.
And Christopher Judge and Michael Shanks both guest starred on it, I believe.
Yes.
Around the same time, and
it's in Vancouver.
I saw it. It was very good. So yeah.
What are your reviews, guys? Evie, what do you say?
I'm actually going to go with another 6.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. I very much enjoy Dom's appearance. I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like a weird connection to this episode, mainly because of Dom. I grew up watching Blazing Saddles a lot because my dad is a huge fan of Mel Brooks.
So much. I love it. I know so much about it now. I love it. No,
I didn't recognize Dom when I saw him, and it's like, oh wow.
Yes, it looks completely different, but but I think just because of that sort of connection with my childhood, I really like this episode.
Absolutely.
And as I just mentioned a second ago, just the chemistry between all the characters is really popping. You can just see them working so well together.
That's right.
I really appreciate that the writers and just the rest of the staff, I guess, felt comfortable enough to sort of poke fun at the whole sci-fi genre. It's really refreshing, especially after like quite a heavy season. That's where a lot of big things happened. A lot of, you know,
they can do smaller stories and they're great. Oh gosh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
it's got Scara back.
It's a good refreshing episode. Exactly,
it's a palate cleanser.
Refreshing episode. Exactly.
Yeah. So 6, Nicole.
I think I'm just off a 7, so I think I'm gonna say a 6. You know, like I love it. It's one of my all-time favorites, but I don't think it's a favorite enough to put it as a 7. I think only because it's like we only got this once as like a nice little present, and you know, it's not. It was Dom DeLuise being like amazing, you know, and hilarious. I don't think it's entirely representative of what like Stargate is, but it's a great representation of its humor. And I think that this is a great time, and I absolutely loved the writing. I loved Urgo. I loved the way it made fun of itself. I think I'm going to give it a pretty high 6, just out of a 7 for me. So yeah.
If I was stuck in a room with a VCR and 12 episodes of SG-1, 10 episodes of SG-1, Urgo would be among them. And there's 200 episodes of SG-1, so yeah, because I'd want to be able to laugh, and the characters work wonderfully in this episode. This is a 7 for me.
Another 7, 2 7s.
Yeah, this is a good week for David.
Yeah, it is a good
all
week.
Of us. We're all agreeing that
I've been looking forward
to
to this week of episodes for a while.
The show comes together in season 3. It really does. It starts to in season 2 with some specific
This is what
episodes,
I said about my rudeness towards season 2, as I was like, so much of season 2 is a mess, and there are some great episodes, but it's not enough for me to love season 2. While season 3 is like average. The average episodes, like despite them being not amazing stories, are much more like SG-1 is starting to feel like SG-1. The episodes, despite being not amazing, feels like it's come into its own, which is why I like season 3, because on average I like season 3 more than I like season 2, because season 2 has too many stinkers. So
well, guys, you've seen this image before, but I wanted to show you guys the photo that I had with the DeLuise brothers at GateCon.
Oh yes, I was going to bring it up when you brought up Blazing Saddles, and then I was like,
this was kind of I guess to acknowledge Dom and his illustrious career, but we decided to kind of recreate one of the scenes from Blazing Saddles, which is like Dom's scene with the throw at your hands to get your tush, if you've seen that. So this is the image that we created.
Oh, it's too cute.
I will treasure it always. And Peter wrote the French Mistake, which is the name of the dance that they do. So,
absolutely. I watched you do that, and I had a good laugh from the side.
I wish I had been there.
There was like a part of me, because, you know, like I tend to be quite introverted, but I'm like, I have to do this because you know,
I can't
it's
you wouldn't
important
consider
to
not doing
me,
it.
and you know, it was such a big film for me growing up, so I had to acknowledge that with
No, that was a really
David
brave
and Peter.
I'm glad that you had such a good time with them. I'm so glad I
Yes.
managed to convince Peter to come to that convention because it was just a great time.
I bumped into his wife and I was like, I loved you in Life Size growing up. It was a great film. I loved it. It was a film
Life
about a doll
Size?
that comes to life. Yeah, it's a doll comes to life. It's Tyra Banks.
Okay.
Tyra
from,
Banks, yeah.
America's Next Top
Is
Model.
she in that? I didn't remember.
She's the lead. She's the doll. Tyra Banks is the
Yeah,
doll.
I know Tyra Banks is the doll, but I didn't realize.
No, we're talking Anne
Peter
Marie.
DeLuise's wife is the
I didn't realize she was in it.
Girlfriend, I believe, of her dad.
I'm gonna have to go check it out.
And Nareem is in it as well.
Really, Garwin?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone's in it.
okay. I'll have
Lindsay
to watch it again.
Is the main girl. So yeah,
Lindsay
I remember watching it being
Lohan.
like, I remember I was like Stargate. I was like, what is this fan? Where's this filmed? When I was a kid, I was like, what's
Must have
going
been
on in Canada?
Yeah, I suspect.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but not in a long time. So
I think
it's time for a rewatch.
Life Size just after I started watching SG-1, so I was like, ooh, you know,
yeah,
it's good time. But yeah, I Homo Apple, by the way, just came in with a late 6 chevrons for this one. So
same as the Knox, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We really appreciate you being out there. Bring your friends.
Thank you,
have a
Nikki.
good time,
and
spread the word.
We have a good time with you, and hope to see you next week for our next set of episodes, which
follow us on
another
X,
two great
Extremists
episodes
on the X app while we zeet next week.
That's right, 100 Days in Shades of Grey.
And then the week after, I'm in Bulgaria, so we're skipping.
So we have a break on August the 13th. So
August 13th, we're not here, but then we're back a week later because I have to go to a wedding. So
all right. Thanks for tuning in to Wormhole Extremists, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.